Good evening and welcome to Fan Night Wednesday here on the
Matty Highland
and Smitty McQueen Sports Show. The phone lines are now open, folks, so make sure you go ahead, give us a ring. We'll take your calls. If someone's on the line, please, we got another phone line tonight. You just hang on, we'll get to you. We have someone back. Our production engineer is back with us, taking the phone calls. Make sure the numbers tonight to get into the show. The first one is 785-754-8023. And the second one is 785-506-5152. We will take your calls and we will get to them as soon as we can. Matt, last night the college football rankings dropped. Your thoughts on it? I mean, we there was one mistake we had from ours to the committees, but it wasn't in the top four, so it really didn't matter. What you go list them off for us, and then we'll talk about it.
The top four from the committee, if you didn't catch it, were Alabama at 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, and Washington rounding out the top four at number 4, of course. And then followed by Michigan at 5, Wisconsin, and then Penn State 6 and 7. And then this is where the switch came up for us.
Yep.
Colorado is actually 7, or 8, I mean. And then Oklahoma State are 9 and 10 respectively. That, I think, they value the Pac-12 more than the being in the having the championship game.
Yes, by far.
They value it more than the Big 12. So I can see what they're thinking. It's just 8 and 9, so it wasn't a big deal.
No,
but
not
for all the Buffs fans, congrats on being moved up more than the Sooner fans.
Yeah. That's about the biggest jump you can have. I mean, that's the only jump you see. It's bragging rights, but really you got to be in the top 4 if you want bragging rights. So, it's gonna be great to see how this weekend plays. You got number 1 taking on Florida, who's 8 and 3. They're 15th in the nation. Every team is playing a ranked team this week that is in the top 10. So I really don't see many jumps. Do you? I mean, there's 2 teams that are idle.
Yeah, I've been looking at all kinds of sports things and fans' postings on all kinds of social media. It'll boil down to if Colorado beats Washington, if Penn State beats Wisconsin, then Michigan will be the 4th team.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Most likely. I'm not saying that.
The way I have seen the committee working right now, I don't think Wisconsin or Penn State, even it doesn't matter who wins that game, I don't think they're going to jump Michigan. I really do not see this happening. The way the committee is talking, that's how I see it. Colorado needs to beat Washington. And if you're a Michigan fan, you need that to happen for sure. Because I think that is the only chance Michigan gets in. I think if Washington wins, they're in. I really do. I don't see Michigan jumping. The big one to watch out for is Clemson. That is a team that, yes, they got Virginia Tech. But that is a team that I could see slipping. I could see them slipping, thinking, oh, we've got it made. We're in the 3 spot. There's no way there's going to be a team, 2 teams jump us to knock us out. There might be 1, but that's it. It's hard to tell without playing these games.
Yeah.
And we will know more of that once this weekend goes.
5th, Sunday night, I believe.
Yeah, Sunday at noon, actually, I think.
Sunday,
yeah.
On Sunday, they will release the final rankings for this. It'll be interesting to see how they handle teams not being in their respective championships.
For sure. It's going to be very, very interesting. Matt, do you think these stay the same? Or do you think there's change? I know we haven't dove into the picks yet. We will Friday.
Yeah, I don't see. I see all the top seeds winning.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
Maybe Colorado upsetting Washington, but
yeah. Make sure, guys, the phone lines are open. We're going to kind of continue talking on this. Once again, the numbers to call tonight. The first one is 785-754-8023. The second one is 785-506-5152. We'll be more than glad to discuss sports with you. You bring your topic to us. We'll come at you with some of our knowledge from the sports world. So definitely get those in. Yes, Matt, back to the college football playoff thing. Washington and Colorado play Friday night. So Michigan either be licking their chops come Saturday, I think, or they're going to be drooling just
They're going to be
crying mode.
in awe, like in just disappointment.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's different. The Friday night game, Friday night lights. I know it's college, but the committee might have a better understanding after Friday night and like a day before the rest of the games, and you're thinking, ooh, something might already be in place.
Yeah.
You never.
Yeah, you're not. It's hard to tell. It is. We do got. I don't know if you saw this last night. There was an NBA game where J.R. Smith goes over to Jason Terry and hugs the guy and allows a dunk.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this?
It's funny. It's
very funny.
It's pretty hilarious. And after the game, I noticed that he was wearing a ski mask for his post-game
covering
interview.
his face.
He was not happy whatsoever about that at all. And he's just, and he's like, I'm disappointed. I'm embarrassed. You can't let an easy dunk happen by getting distracted by another player or another fan or just any outside source.
I think we got a phone call. It looks like. It looks like it's our good friend from Buffalo again, Andrew Newsole. What is up, man? You're live on the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show.
Oh, gentlemen, it is good to be with you. How are you guys doing?
Very good.
Yep, good. Talking some college football.
Oh my gosh, what a week! You guys are running it late tonight.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, thought maybe the phone lines might be a little hotter tonight, but so far, not that way.
Well, how was your week, everyone? How's your week been going? It's been a very interesting week in college football and the NFL.
Yes.
I'm glad that Kansas City defeated Denver, but they lucked out, and it could play into an effect here with the final 5 weeks for just the AFC West.
Got it.
Yeah, Andy.
I bet you were happy. I bet that was a huge win.
I was too hyped. I couldn't go to bed.
I mean, I was happy too, to be quite honest with you, because I personally would rather not go to Kansas City or Denver, but I would rather be in New England. But if I had to pick a place, it would definitely be Kansas City over Denver. I'll tell you, those Denver fans were brutal last time I was there for a game. So
yeah, Andy. What would you make that trip if it was the Chiefs hosting the Patriots for the AFC Championship?
Well, I hope that doesn't happen, to be quite honest with you, because the last time I was in Kansas City, let me just say, was one for the books, because I got a bunch of fans yelling at me. I wore my Patriot stuff loud and proud, but man. Other than that, it was not a pretty game there, let's just say there, but it was the turning point for our season that year. So other than that, I would say if I had to go back to Kansas City, and obviously I went to school in Kansas City, but if I had to go back, I'd love to see the French, but hopefully it's in our great state of Massachusetts and Foxborough, baby.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Andy, Pats pulled out a big one this week.
They did, and you know what, too, is that it's been the Pats have been really, as I can tell you, that the health of these key players, as you know, has been a big factor. And I mean, it's experimenting with the playbook. I really think that you'll see New England come the later weeks in the season and the playoffs, if everything goes according to plan, and that you'll see a whole new dynamic in the playbook deep release because we're trying to keep everybody healthy. Unfortunately, that Seattle game, I think you see that Brady's still feeling that leg injury. Let's just say that to not give away details, and that Rob is also still facing some issues. But hopefully, come playoff time, everybody will be back. We have a great record right now, and hopefully we keep continuing the win. That's all that matters because, gosh, Oakland and Kansas City are right there on the end of our tail. So we gotta keep going.
Yeah, they really are. Me and Matt this week have been talking a lot, with the Gronk injury. How crucial was that you guys brought in Martellus Bennett?
Well, the thing is that Bennett's also hurt too. Let's not forget about his ankle.
Yeah.
He's fighting through it, man. I'm telling you, he's hurting. And Rob hasn't been obviously to catch a break between the chest and the back injury now. So hopefully is that we get everybody healthy, and Julie doesn't go down, Danny. But our rising star, and I think that everybody got to see last week against New York, was Malcolm Mitchell. The kid is unreal. What a winner! I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's on fire, and they pick him up in fantasy.
Oh yeah, I believe you can put anybody as a wide receiver, and it goes to show that it's like Chris Hogan, Malcolm Mitchell, even Brandon LaFell a few years ago. All these not big names coming up because Tom Brady knows how to utilize his weapons.
Well, yeah, it's Tom Brady, it's Josh McDaniels, and it's Bill Belichick. I mean, they pick the guys that are for their system, and their playbook is very complex.
Yes.
Those guys are working their butts off, and you got guys in there that if you don't work hard, you're gone. You're not going to be there. So
totally.
That's how it goes. Is that if you have to be setting your playbook, is that there's no messing around.
Yeah, Andy, what's your thoughts on the playoff committee last night and the rankings? Do you think it'll stay the same or?
Well, I am so disgusted with college football, to be quite honest. I don't know where the NCAA comes up with their rules and everything, and I don't know who these people are that are qualified to select the playoff committee. But I'll tell you this, is that my man, Mr. Brady, his school got hosed. Michigan should be in there without a doubt. Clemson shouldn't be in there. And I'll tell you that the thing is that everybody would have loved to see Alabama, Ohio State, and Michigan all in there. I mean, I can't think of a better school that got left out than Michigan. I'm just, it sounds to me. But I will say this, is that I think still with the teams in it, I still think it will be a great playoff. I'm hoping it's Ohio State and Alabama because I like Urban Meyer and Nick Saban going against each other. Two great friends of Bill Belichick, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what everyone's wanting is those two. Definitely, I think a ton of people want Michigan, obviously, and I agree. I really think that Michigan is getting hosed, but on the plus side, it sounds like as of last night that even if Penn State wins, Michigan is still the favorite over Penn State and Wisconsin. So
yeah, but here's the thing though is that don't forget about Navy. Navy can completely blow this thing up if they win. I mean, it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. And you know what? I'm no genius, but I'll tell you this: it just should be an 18-play college football playoff because 18 you make more money, more dollar signs, more TV ratings will go up. I don't know why they don't do it. It makes too much sense, and then you don't get into these controversies like this about all these schools complaining on how they got left out. Just make it 8 teams. I don't know what's taking them so long. It took them long enough to make four teams. It should be 8 teams.
yeah,
I agree, but we said it yesterday. There's always going to be fans and teams that are disappointed, like maybe the 9 and the 10 and 11 teams, if that ever happens. But I believe it's already flawed because there's five Power 5 conferences and 4 spots, and then one doesn't even have a championship game.
Yeah.
Or a conference championship.
They will next year. The Big 12 is going to.
Yeah, and I'll just say this too. Look at the Michigan-Ohio State game. Does the officiating get anywhere? Can you think of a game that was worse officiated than that game? That game was terrible. You had a guy that was an Ohio native who officiated that game. I'm no Michigan fan, but I would be pretty upset if I was a Michigan fan. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Is that, that game had a lot of questionable calls. And I don't like to see any coach go crazy after the game on blaming the officials because you should never leave the game in the hands of the officials because you get that type of outcome. But Jim Harbaugh had every right to be upset.
I agree.
They got hosed by the committee and they got hosed by the efficiency. So, that's one thing I think that really needs to be looked into because, when a player or a coach messes up or does something wrong, they get fined or, there's a discipline. When a ref messes up, there's no punishment, and it's got to stop.
Yeah.
Between the NFL and college, you got to hold these guys accountable because they are in charge of a lot of money in hands with schools and wins and losses, and I'll tell you, it's got to change.
Yeah, I agree totally, and I think Matt...
I agree too, and I'm a football official here in Kansas, so I just don't... I don't agree with half the calls anyway, based off, like, say, with Alex Smith.
The thing is, though, is that don't leave the officials in the game's biggest moments because they'll blow it.
Yeah, I agree.
For the last 6 years, I cannot think of more controversial or uncalled or overcalled penalties by these guys. And that the NFL doesn't implement officials, and they need to get that done. And then the Big Ten and other conferences need to look at how we can make the officiating better where we're not picking high school refs from local schools to come ref their games. That's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Andy, do you see the playoffs expanding to 8?
Yes, I do, because I think that it makes too much sense not to. Because if you look at it financially, it's a huge plus for college football to do that because you're going to make more money. You have more people watching your product. And right now, you see with the NFL though, is that they're struggling, and I think that they're going to get rid of Thursday night football, except for Thanksgiving. And they got rid of the games in London, I believe, too, that they're in the process of doing that. So I think, though, with college football and the NFL, it's just make sure that you have the best times and everything for your games, and don't overdo it. But, yeah, I think 8 teams definitely makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the college football definitely needs to expand.
It's progress from the BCS system, but no one's ever going to be happy, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're always going to have one or two stragglers.
Yeah.
That are upset.
Yep. Andy, any other comments before we let you go? I think we got another call coming in.
Oh, well, I'd just like to say thank you. I'm sorry I'm at my store right now, and I'm just trying to, direct and check people out at the same time. But I just want to say one thing. I want to give a shout out to my bud, Scott Oakes, better known as Bumo.
Yeah.
He hasn't been feeling well this week, but he put on an epic basketball performance tonight in Wichita, and he's just killing it. Really proud of him. So keep it up, Bumo.
Good stuff, Andy. Thank you once again for calling in, Andy. We appreciate it, man.
Alrighty. Take care, guys.
Yep. See you, Andy. Well, that was a very good talk. Much needed.
From a non-West, like Midwest person.
Yeah.
Someone from up in the north.
Who knows the Patriots?
Yes.
He has been with. Trust me, he knows Patriot stuff. He is a good friend of Gronkowski's. Matt, we got another caller. Kyle from Jetmore, Kansas. Welcome to the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Kyle, what do you got to talk about today?
Hey, fellas. Hope you're having a good night. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
We got a big game tomorrow night, and my internet's been, not the best, so I wasn't able to catch you guys talked about it yet. But I'm worried, okay? I have an anxiety right now with the amount of touches Elliott's getting and the smash mouth football that's going to happen tomorrow night.
I agree. I'm worried, and that's coming from
I know it's just we've been here, we've seen ourselves in a position to make a good playoff run, and then something happens. And what I'm worried about is we got the best offensive line in the game, hands down. We got a capable back in Albert Morris. I believe Darren McFadden's back. I'm not a huge McFadden believer. But then we got Dunbar to come in the passing situation, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree. There's been a lot of talk, about Zeke lately not getting carries and gonna wear out because, he's not used to the 16-game season. The good thing is that the Cowboys did add Alfred Morris, which is huge, and he's, he came up big in that Washington game the first time they met, setting up the game winner. Yes, McFadden will be back, I believe, tomorrow. He was definitely off of the PUP list. It'll be interesting to see how they use these guys tomorrow night. I think this is Minnesota's game of the year. I mean, Thursday night game. You got the team with the best record.
He's not afraid of contact. He's proven that. But we need him when it comes to playoff time.
Yes.
I'm more worried about losing him than I am, say, Prescott. Because I know Romo would be able to come in and take over just where he left off. I'm not worried about that. And that's, worst case scenario too. But I'm sitting over here and I'm knocking on wood, hoping that we have our best offensive threat on the field when it matters. And Minnesota is a team that's going to hit you.
Yes.
Yep.
That defense is stellar.
Harrison loves to light up people, and he loves nothing more than to light up the leading rusher in the NFL.
Yeah, he was a rookie. I think Minnesota corners are gonna get after Des Bryant again, and that scares me more than anything.
Oh, it's going to be a physical game. I think it's going to be one of the most physical games Dallas has been a part of.
Yeah, I'm excited because the offense gets a test finally. I mean, they really haven't played a solid defense. I'm getting excited for that. I think that'll be fun. Just to see if they are for real. I mean, I think the offense, you look at their numbers. I mean, they're putting up some numbers.
That's rookies too.
Yeah. So the offense I'm not concerned with, but I am with the defense. That's where I'm concerned. Luckily enough, Minnesota, we've seen them. They are not a very good offensive team. Thank goodness Adrian Peterson is out.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift the side. Let's go to the other side of the ball with Dallas. What I'm concerned with, and it's been a problem all year long, is there's no pass rush. Now, Sam Bradford, I think he's capable of putting together a good game if he's not getting hit.
Yeah.
Who on Dallas is going to step up? Because Lawrence had the suspension. He was supposed to come back and be the guy. He hasn't been the guy. They don't have anybody in that front four, let alone the seven. I mean, Sean Lee's got to cover half the field himself.
And he's questionable going into tomorrow.
He is, yeah. And, he has health concerns every time he steps on the field.
Yeah, I agree.
But how are we going to pressure Minnesota into making a mistake offensively? Because that's what it's going to come down to. And Dallas has been above my expectations defensively with the type of guys they have out there. But who's going to step up on that line going down the stretch and make a difference on the defense?
Yes, that is a very good point.
That is a matchup to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, Matt thinks that is by far the biggest match to watch tomorrow.
The Vikings offense, they haven't been great this year, but they've been inconsistent with Bradford having great games in the beginning of the season and then falling off and then having a decent game against the Lions, even though they lost on Thanksgiving. It's like the Chiefs offense. You don't know who's going to show up. Which the good offense or bad offense.
As we go into this game, which is going to be Smash Mouth, it's prime time, it's Thursday night. Defensively, I think Minnesota offensively is going to be able to do enough by, running first down, running second down, and then our secondary isn't top notch enough to shut him down on that third down pass. And I think if Sam Bradford's not going to get pressured, he's going to find an open receiver.
I agree. I was a little disappointed that the boys did not go after someone before the trade block to get a good pass rush. There was talks, they were talking to the Jets about, I forget who it was, but the Jets were wanting too much, which I'm not too upset that the boys didn't go after him if they were. I mean, I think they were wanting some pretty good picks. And I think it was smart the boys laid off of that. But here's my scary thing with the Cowboys defense. They have not, in the last 4 games, they have not forced a turnover. And
Oh, yeah.
you cannot do that. You have to be able to force turnovers if you want to get to the big game, Super Bowl 51 this year.
Sheldon Richardson's the guy. Yes.
You know as well as everybody, when it comes to playoff football, that's when the defenses make the difference. Denver proved that last year.
Yep.
All the way to the Super Bowl. Okay, so I'm looking big picture here, also through the small picture of tomorrow night. Who's going to step up on the defensive side of the ball and pressure him? Do we have a guy that's going to do it? Is it going to be Lawrence?
I think of anyone, yes, it is Lawrence. But yeah, I'm not. I think he's the one that will, if there is a lot of pressure on the ball and has a big game on. I think it is him. But I'm not all. I'm worried about the D line. I really am.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and no, I know looking forward into, the late part of this season, I think we need to start limiting carries on Zeke, and I think we need to figure out a defensive plan to somehow get some pressure. If we have to bring a blitz, we have to bring a blitz. Because we can't sit back there and cover receivers with the banked up secondary that we got right now, and a below average linebacking core.
yeah. I really wish the boys had Morris Claiborne. Because I think the defense would be playing a lot better. He had been playing some of his best ball of his career till he got injured, which he's known for injuries. That was a big loss because of the way he was playing. He was looking like he was going to be a top corner this year.
Well,
But
and on the corner situation, I think he has to step up because Orlando Scandrick has taken 2 steps backwards in the same regards that Claiborne has taken 2 steps forward. And then you know what you're going to get out of Brandon Carter. He's very vanilla. He's not gonna make a bunch of plays for you, but he's not gonna get burnt a bunch of times either. He's
Yeah.
a physical corner.
yeah, and Matt, I don't know. Matt's not a big Brandon Carr fan. Obviously played for KC.
Oh, that was troubling years. Those were troubling years for Brandon Carr, and I do not
And that's
like
where
him.
we need to get Matt's opinion on it, because as a Cowboys fan, I understand I am biased, but I'm very realistic and I'm very critical.
Yes, you have been. I like it.
I believe he was the one that gave up that pass, the catch to Odell Beckham Jr. And he didn't help out Kansas City's defense whatsoever when he was in town. And I don't know how he's been with the Cowboys, but like as a whole and generally speaking, but it's just troubling him as a corner. I don't know if he's grown up yet.
I agree. And he's a number 2 corner at best. And he's physical, but he's not going to make any big plays for you. Now, in the secondary, a guy that I think has playmaker ability, just off his raw ability as an athlete, Byron Jones. But yet I haven't really seen him step up and make those interceptions that I think he's capable of.
Yeah.
They moved him back to safety this year, and I think that's a good move. Because of his raw ability to go up to the jump ball and make a play on the ball, but yet I haven't seen him step up and make that play enough times.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for this game tomorrow night, Kyle. That's one thing.
I think it's a great matchup, and I'll leave you guys on this point. I think we're going to find out a lot about the Dallas Cowboys offense tomorrow.
Agree.
And we're going to find out a lot about the defense, just because I think Minnesota's going to go in with the mentality, we got to just keep grinding it on them
Yep.
until they stop it.
Yep.
And that reversed, I think they're going to stack the box against Dallas too, force Dak to make the play, which he has so far. But he hasn't really faced a top-notch secondary that Minnesota has, with a pass rush that Minnesota has.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. I know I'm excited.
I really don't have an opinion. It's the NFC.
Yeah, Matt's not too excited for it, but yes, I think it's.
I think it will be a I don't think it'll be real sexy, but at the same time, it's a prime time game. So, all eyes will be on them, and I think they're finally in a position where all the eyes are on them. Are they going to back it up, or are they not going to back it up? And they did last Thursday, so I'm interested to see if this Thursday.
Yep.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on here.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you called in, Kyle. Always good talking.
Yeah.
It's a great service you're doing to the public right now.
Well, we like to do it. We're having fun. Not sure if we know everything, all right, but that's why we gave you guys the opportunity to come in and just, hound on us for a while.
Yeah, I think that was going to be Dallas Florida when I call home. With it being 24 hours away, I'm kind of starting to get a little bit of, jitters going. So,
Yeah. I don't blame you. I'm the same way.
Cowboys fans have waited a long time for a season like this.
Yep.
And we got our hopes crushed a couple years ago.
Yeah, we did. Des caught it. Anyway, thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, and I'll leave on the note to you Kansas City fans. Keep doing what you're doing, too. You guys find a way to win ball games. That's all that really matters.
God,
It
yep.
doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. So, hey, thanks, guys. You have a good night.
Yeah, you
Me
too,
too.
Kyle. Well, we had another caller. Looks like they were the call dropped, but I think we're getting him back on the line. Anyway, here we go. Matt, do you know who it is?
It is Paul from Lucas, I believe, that we have.
Smitty.
How we doing, Paul?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not bad. We're just
Hey, I got a couple important questions.
okay.
First one is, I want both of you to answer this. Bobby Boucher versus Forrest Gump. Forrest says something about Bobby's mom. Who wins?
I believe Boucher does.
Boucher, alright? Alright,
I'm gonna have to go Boucher too.
alright, I like it. Okay, now serious question.
All right.
What do you guys think has contributed to the Cowboys' turnaround this year? Because obviously last year they were piss poor, and now this year they're the best team in the league. What's the difference?
Confidence in the rookies in that offense, and they know they have a great offensive line, and they play with that confidence behind that line, and they just shred defenses.
See, I feel like you could take any running back in the league and put them behind their line, and the running back would be a top 5 back.
Agree.
Yes.
Totally agree. I'm on the same boat as Matt.
Probably best, really.
The other thing I think that is helping the Cowboys, and it's Jerry Jones not calling the shots as much this year. I think Jason Garrett is doing a great job. I feel like he has told Jerry Jones, "You let me run this team finally," and I mean the rookies have been just tremendous, which it helps playing behind the best offensive line. I mean, another thing is they found a quarterback past Tony Romo. That's where last year their struggles were when Romo was hurt. Didn't have a good backup. Didn't have a solid backup.
Oh, yeah.
Dak Prescott, he is for real.
Yes.
So, okay, here's my next question about that. Tony Romo, next season, is Dallas Cowboy.
No, and I'm a Chiefs fan. Everybody knows that. I have a Chiefs hat right now. I say he might end up maybe in Denver because he might be too expensive.
That would suck for you, man.
No, well,
He's gonna start shredding the West.
against the pass rushers, I don't think so.
Paul, I'll go ahead and say, I believe, first off, if they cannot restructure his contract, yes, he will be gone. I think they will do everything to restructure it. Stephen Jones came out just the other day and said to the media, this was the hardest thing we've had to do in this Cowboys organization since I've taken over. And we all know the Joneses are huge believers in Romo. I mean, we've seen it over and over again. This was the best move, though, that they could do this year, and I think you got to give a lot of props to Romo himself. I think it was more Romo telling them this than the Joneses telling Romo. Tony needs to take this whole year off. I mean, unless he's needed. I mean, he needs to realize, hey, I'm one play away from being the leader of this team again. I could see him moved. I could. But I think first and foremost, they're going to try to restructure his contract. If that doesn't happen, then yes, I would say Denver or Arizona, maybe, if Carson Palmer does not come back.
I've been hearing swirls about Chicago possibly, too.
That too, yes. They have said Chicago. I don't know. I think if he asked to leave, I think the Cowboys will put him in a place where he wants to go. I don't think they're just going to do him dirty by trading him to the Browns or someone like that.
Oh, no.
So, I think the Cowboys will be loyal to Romo, and rightfully they need to be. But as for now, I think they will restructure his contract.
Yeah, and they do. That'd be a decent backup. I mean, there's a lot better, you know. What? Hey, another quick question. What's going on with the NFC North right now? Except for the greatest team in football, the Lions.
Yes.
They're downplaying right now. It's awful. The Vikings, they look like crap.
Yes, I was waiting for you to bring up the Lions.
Why?
They're
the greatest team in football?
I guess, something like that. Hey, I think Matt Stafford is a top 5 quarterback right now in the game. I feel like he's more comfortable without Calvin Johnson. And that's hard to say because Calvin Johnson, we all know his track record. I mean, he was one of the best wides to play. The thing with Stafford, I feel like he realizes he can use all his weapons. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that more. And Matt, I think, has some stuff to add.
And he's like spreading the wealth around without the Megatron, of course. And they don't center the offense around Calvin Johnson anymore. They center it around Matt Stafford and have everybody else step up like they have almost consistently. I know they have a 6-5 record or 5-6 record.
7-4.
7-4. Oh man, it's even better. Eric would kill me if he knew I said a worse record. But I don't know. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. In my book, he's like 7 or 8 in the game today.
But back to your NFC North,
pitiful in my book.
This is probably one of the worst years for the NFC North. By far in the last 5 years, I would say. Definitely the Vikings started off strong. It had everyone's hopes up. I think everyone was like starting to jump onto the bandwagon. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they aren't for real like everyone thought. That 5-0 record, they've lost 5 in the last 6. Which is not good. The Packers, their defense, we've seen them. They need Clay Matthews out there for their defense. He's kind of like a Sean Lee of the Cowboys. He is the quarterback of that defense. He's injured. He got re-injured this week. I forget what it was. I think it was Clay
shoulder.
Shoulder
AC sprain, I believe, is what it was. And I know how that feels because I had surgery about almost 11 months ago now, and it's awful. And I don't even like getting hit in my shoulder. I couldn't imagine being an NFL linebacker.
But I think the Packers, I'm not counting the Packers out yet just because Aaron Rodgers is under center. They're going to have to do something like the Cowboys have done, just put up points and hope that, the defense doesn't break down the whole game. Let them bend, but don't break. So,
I agree.
Yes, the Packers and Lions, I think, are the two best teams in that division. I am set on the Lions right now.
Boy,
But
time to get smart.
it's been, I don't know, the Lions' schedule and the Packers, I mean,
I think Packers sneak up. Aaron Rodgers can do it all. And if they keep, I know they're not going to, but if they can keep opponents below 20 points, Rodgers will get more than 20 points on that offense consistently the rest of the year.
you look at the Lions, they do have, they got at the Saints this weekend, obviously. That's a big game. Because the Saints offense, Drew Brees is playing pretty good again. And it's at it's down in New Orleans. It's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium now. Then you get the Bears at home. I think the Bears, they're a laughing stock of the NFC North. My dad does not like that. He's a big Bears fan. But then they finish with 3 key games, the Lions do. At New York Giants, at Dallas, and then they host Green Bay. That game right there, I think, decides the NFC North.
Yeah, it could. Definitely could. Another quick question. What happened to the Carolina Panthers this year? Oh my gosh.
I think
I'll let you just take this.
I've been reading stuff on that because it came up on the Herd with Colin Cowherd. They don't trust, or they're not trusting Cam Newton this year based off his inconsistencies, and he's had a lot of inconsistencies. I mean, he tried to throw a screen pass against the Raiders, and it was picked off by a defensive end. And I know Khalil Mack is a stellar defensive end, but you got to see that. And Cam Newton is a big guy. He can see over his offensive line, and he still couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. And it's just maybe he got too big of a head last year. I mean, when he's great, and he's on target, and he's a solid quarterback. But when he's not, it seems like he does what he did at the end of the Super Bowl last year, the post-game interview. That's my take, and I'm glad the Chiefs beat them this year. Peters literally stole the game away from them, and I'm thankful for that.
The Chiefs are getting a lot of games. Oh goodness.
The Panthers with me, and I really don't even know where it started this year, because I mean, I guess you could say week 1. Teams got after, the Broncos once again got after Cam Newton. And
might have gotten to his head there.
Yeah, they might have gotten off. I don't know. And you know that your Super Bowl team, NFC champs, you're going to have one of the hardest schedules the following year. So, but you look at the teams they've lost to. They lost to Minnesota, who, yes, started out strong. That was week 3. But Tampa Bay's starting to play good. Obviously, that's a division game. Saints, that's a division game. But
they've lost their division games. And it's
if they would have won their division games, we're talking about them probably maybe winning the NFC South again. I don't see them. They've got a tough schedule, too. They go to Seattle this week, and I don't see any way they go in there after Seattle just lost to the Buccaneers and only put up 5 points. I don't see that happening.
No.
If it does, that is a major, major upset, I feel like, this week. Definitely probably one of the more marquee matchups this weekend, because it is, 2 of the best teams in the NFC. I mean, you would think, because these two teams have both represented the NFC in the Super Bowl here in the last few years.
Yeah.
But, yes, I mean, their schedule hasn't, laughing stock to the Vikings. Vikings are for real. They have been at times.
Special teams is unreal. It's like Tyreek Hill with the Chiefs.
Oh, my gosh. That one's a game.
When you do something for the first time since 1965, and that someone is Gale Sayers, you know you've done something right.
Yep, but... Well, Paul, we thank you for calling in, man.
Hey, thank you, guys. Hopefully no more Cowboys snort cocaine at this field like Michael Irvin.
Okay. And that is the call. I think, Matt, unless we'll kind of give a little more time. Oh, we got one more call. It's coming in right now. This will be our final caller of tonight's show. We appreciate everyone that has called in so far. If you didn't get in this week or you're not sure yet what you want to talk about, hey, you got another week to decide. We'll do this again next week. I think this time works the best. Oh, it looks like our caller hung up. If that was you and you want to get in, we'll hang on for a minute or two. But make sure, if you guys want to call in, next week, I think we'll set this time, probably 7 o'clock every Wednesday night.
I like this time.
Yeah, I like it too. It's kind of a cool idea to finish the day off, hear from our fans. Definitely, we'll have Thursday night picks tomorrow night, Matt. Then we'll also have
Throwdown Thursday.
Yep,
NBA
Throwdown
rankings.
Thursday. And then we'll have our Slapshot Hockey, and then followed with the breaking news, obviously. So yeah, we definitely want to send you guys there.
Well, we've got our last caller here.
If you could, it's Cole from Great Bend. Cole, good to have you on. If you could, though, could you please turn down the speaker volume to your computer or whatever you're watching the show on? We'd appreciate it, because it's kind of hard to hear. But go ahead, Cole. What do you want to talk about tonight?
How about them Chiefs?
That's right, man.
Chiefs!
What's up, man?
Oh, just chilling. How are you guys?
I'm doing pretty good after
Really
that
good.
win Sunday night.
Yeah?
I'm
They're
still
gonna
amped up.
the Falcons this week too.
Yes, and they arguably might be the best offense in the country as of today. And I'm kind of scared, but I'm not saying the Falcons are gonna just beat down the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense versus that Falcons offense is what everybody wants to see. And if D Ford, who did practice, he was limited, but he did practice today. If he comes back, I'd be watching out if I was Matt Ryan. You look one way, it's Justin Houston. You look the other way, it's D Ford. You look up the middle, Chris Jones, or Jay Howard, or Raheem Nunez-Roches. It's scary how good that defense is.
Or Tyreek Hill, man.
That's right. I just said that about him to the last caller. Having a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a free kick touchdown on a return. Man, that is ridiculous.
Cole, what's your thought on the Chiefs? I know you're a big Chiefs fan. What do you think so far?
What I think so far, I think it's going to be the Chiefs and Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
That would be quite the Super Bowl matchup.
Might have to get tickets for that.
This debate show will be crazy that week. If that happens, I will go ahead and say that now. I guarantee we will have Cowboys. I'll have Cowboys gear. He'll have Chiefs gear on every. That's 2 weeks. That's a 2-week build-up too.
Yeah.
So that's even better yet. I would love it. I'm not sure if the boys can get there yet. I'm not sold on them. Chiefs definitely. If that offense turns it on. If they get rolling, yes, I think they could with that defense.
What about Dak? What do you think about Dak?
He's the real deal. He is. I'm so happy he fell to us in the 4th round. That was a great pick. And I think teams right now are kicking themselves in the foot. Like, holy cow, this guy was actually more ready than what we thought. And yeah, I mean, so far so good. It's, he's only played 12 games in the league. So, I'm not sold on him. We'll see how he does the rest of the season. There's still some big games coming up. So I love him so far. And I think he is a great quarterback. And, I think he's got definitely some talent and might get some big bucks here in the NFL. He might make it. So, yeah. You got anything else, or?
Yeah, I just want to say this. I think Jay Cutler is the manly version of Tony Romo.
I couldn't agree more, man.
Yes, Jay Cutler, he is starting to be the injury-prone dude like Romo. And they play a lot alike. They really do. Jay Cutler, I think, whines a little more, though, than Romo. Yeah, Jay Cutler, I think Jay Cutler's NFL career might be over. It very well could. Unless you get, like, the Browns, who might take him, you know. Yeah, I think his career's over as far as NFL goes. At least from a starter. I mean, unless some team takes a chance on him, then yes, you know, I could see it happening. But yeah, any other things?
Did I ever tell you that you kind of look like Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, you know, I get that some. Not so much with this long hair now, but yeah, we've been told that before. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because Manziel is he hasn't made it in the NFL. He's kind of took his life in a different direction. So.
Well, I heard that he signed with the Broncos. I don't know if that's just talk or not, but that's what I heard.
I haven't seen anything.
As far as I know, I have not seen that, but
if he has, whoa, it might be a little Tebow situation again.
It very well could.
Not that Tebow does what Manziel does.
There is news, though, in Denver that Trevor Siemian is day-to-day with a sprained foot.
He had a boot on at practice today.
So
I'd be having a strained foot, too, after Justin Houston.
That's very true.
Can't agree more, man.
Yeah, Justin Houston and Von. If it doesn't matter if you're a Chiefs or a Broncos fan and you can't stand any of those teams, to watch Justin Houston on one side at one time and then you see Von Miller on the other side when he's on defense. I mean, that was a great defensive game. I loved every bit of it.
Yes.
If you're a defensive-minded guy, that game for you was Sunday night. And luckily enough, they played twice.
Yeah, the thing that I think we need in the draft this year would be another corner like Marcus Peters.
I think, yeah, I agree. I'm bought with Phillip Gaines because he is a lot faster than Peters, in all honesty, and he just had a duh moment there, with lack for words there. He just lost coverage. I think it may have helped the Chiefs that happened. It just, the Chiefs got lucky there, having all that time left. But Steven Nelson was hurt, and I think he is that next corner he will be that next corner to step up as a rookie.
Yeah. What do you think about Carson Wentz?
Started off great.
Inconsistent. He's going through growing pains as a rookie. He'll get there.
He will.
I think he's better than Jared Goff, though.
Say that again? I didn't hear you.
I said I think he's better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, I agree.
I would agree so far. Goff's only played 2 games, which a lot of people are, it seems weird because the number 2 pick of this year's draft started the year, and Goff, who was the number 1, didn't start until, this will be his 3rd week. So that's definitely, a lot of people, have talked about that. I could see, and I like Jeff Fisher. I think Jeff Fisher is a great coach, but I think his time in Los Angeles, that's weird to say, by the way, because I'm used to St. Louis. Los Angeles, though, I think his 1 year in Los Angeles, he's gone after the year. He's a great coach, but he has not worked out in LA. So, and LA expects to win.
And they have the patience.
Would be a good coach for the Rams.
Yes. Yeah, he might. He very well could. I think it'll depend on how the Rams finish to see if Fisher stays. He's got to at least win 3 of the last 5 games, I think. If he doesn't win against the Niners in Week 16, he's out.
Yes, it's like Charlie Strong in Texas.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chip Kelly for the Niners, and he really have to.
Yeah, and there's breaking news on that. We've still got to cover on our show today, obviously. But last night Oregon, went ahead and fired Helfrich, Coach Mark Helfrich, and there's talks now that Chip Kelly, will he make a return? So yeah, that's definitely, the Rams are a team to watch as far as coaching issues go. Same with the Niners. Both teams are struggling this year.
Yeah.
So, well, Cole, we hate to cut it, but we need to wrap this show up. Appreciate you calling in, my man.
Especially about the Chiefs. I'll talk about Chiefs any day, all day. Because
Any day, man.
Yeah.
Any day.
Any day.
My number, hit me up. I'll get to you all day.
Yep, but, well, Cole, thanks for calling in tonight, man.
Yep, thanks.
Yep, you guys have a good one.
Yep, you too. See you later. Well, folks, that pretty much will wrap up our
Call-ins.
Fan Night Wednesday. Glad that you guys all tuned in tonight. Definitely an awesome show. It's fun to hear you guys, and yes, it doesn't have to be the Cowboys every week. It doesn't have to be the Chiefs. We're any sport. So appreciate your calls. Look forward to hearing from you guys next Wednesday night. Same time, same channel. It's do that. But yes, Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. That'll be our annual weekly Fan Night Wednesday edition. There's your hats back to normal. Matt,
We got some breaking news.
Yeah.
Like you said, Oregon fired their coach after their worst season since 1991. I wasn't even born yet.
I was.
He was, but I wasn't. Helfrich led the Ducks to 4-8 with a career record of 37-16, which in his 4 years at the school, that is not up to their standard. He went 24-2 in his first 2 years, but they lost to Ohio State in the first round of the playoff championship. And then we had a junior running back from Texas, Deonta Foreman. He announced that he has signed an agent and will enter the NFL draft. That might be a good pickup for any team that needs a running back. He is a powerful running back.
Heisman talks even. I mean, he is in some people's Heisman top 5.
Leading the league in rushing. Or the country in rushing.
I'm definitely bitter. I've got mixed emotions on the Oregon Fire. Being a Duck fan, you guys know that. Yes, it wasn't the good year. But I feel like he should have been maybe given one more chance. This was only his first year. He did not do so hot. So, but hey, I'm not the man in the job, so I can't change that. Can't voice my opinion. I can only do it here on our show. Rumors Chip Kelly's coming back. I would love it, but I don't think that's going to happen. He already was shaking his head today at reporters. No. Hey, let him finish the NFL year before that happens.
Yeah.
There's definitely some coaches out there, other good coaches out there. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch.
We'll definitely have that covered.
Yeah.
Once he's an Oregon fan, so.
Yeah. Matt, as we look ahead to tomorrow, obviously, we've already kind of mentioned it. Throwdown Thursday for our NBA rankings, our Slapshot Thursdays on hockey, and then Thursday night football. Cowboys at the Vikings. So, and then always bring you the breaking news. Why don't you just wrap this show up?
Make sure you follow us on Twitter at MHSM Sports Show and look up our Facebook page at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. We also have our YouTube page up. Go and subscribe to us at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. We will have more videos up as we go. It take a while to download or upload. From
Smitty McQueen
and Matty Highland on Fan Night Wednesday. Thanks for watching us and hope you have a good night.